All right, let's get to the task at hand for this section, 2.6. Write a symbolic description or a symbolic rule for this scenario here. Let G represent the gross pay and D the deduction amount. So we want to write a symbolic description of the relationship here between these two variables, these two guys. So we let this happen already up here, but let's go after the definition of a symbolic rule. It's simply a mathematical equation where the variables are represented with letters and the output variable isolated on one side of the equation. So what we're looking for is a formula on how to calculate values of the output variable, how to calculate these values. So we're looking for a formula, also known as an equation. And it really is simply taking this verbal rule and writing it in math symbols. So I'm going to insert some letters here. So the deduction amount D is equals calculated by multiplying this gross pay G by 0.032. So the symbolic rule looks like this. The deduction amount is calculated by multiplying this gross pay with 0.32. So this gives us a way to calculate in a shorthand version called a symbolic description or symbolic rule. It's really just an equation, that's all it is. But this completely describes the relationship between the two variables here, the gross pay and the deducted amount. So I use that for multiplying. You could have written this way. You could have switched those. Oops. You could have written it that way. You could have used parentheses around either, or you could have written it the most mature way, which is this number right next to that letter in front, the number being in front, and that means multiply 2. So there's my symbolic rule. Either of those three will work.